Steve Cropper. You know, we were talking about paying your dues, and here's this skinny white kid showing up at a studio saying, I want to get in where I fit in. Like, that music was forward thinking for the time.
That was the greatness of Stax. It's because of the elements that they had in those four walls, coming from different walks of life.
Perfection.
Perfection.
We don't say that word very often, you and I.
Because it's not a word that you can throw around loosely.
You're listening to the show where music industry pros, Sensei and Fatboi, go deep on what makes music great. Today we remember the life of Steve Cropper, guitar player and producer extraordinaire, who made timeless music with Sam and Dave, Wilson Pickett, Otis Redding, and so many more. We're talking life lessons from one of the greatest studio musicians to ever do it. Get ready, because it's levels to this.
Because it's levels to this.
It is levels to this.
It's levels to this.
Hey, we started talking about this because we wanted to observe the passing of a great guitar/producer, Mr. Steve Cropper.
Yes.
One of the greatest to ever do it. We're going to get into some of the hits that Steve Cropper had a hand in, but let's take it back let's take it back to Steve Cropper. You know, we were talking about paying your dues, and here's this skinny white kid showing up at a studio saying, I want to get in where I fit in. He shows up and he's got something to contribute. Like, that music was forward thinking for the time.
Green Onions was one of those records, man. And it's just, man, it's some of the most impactful, incredible music that's ever been created. And I think it's because of the fusion. They were fusing, and this is their words. They were fusing blues, rhythm and blues, country, and rock and roll, all in
a blender, and
putting it in a blend,
and all that.
Making their own gumbo pot, and it was coming out with
got a little hot
came
sauce
out this
on
way.
It. Got a little hot sauce on it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you take the record we're talking about. If you just, which we should probably do at some point, break this record down, but Green Onions, if you listen to that, everything is, all the elements is in that record. It's bluesy. It has the rhythm, which later became R&B, rhythm and blues, R&B, and it has the rock and roll element in it, all encompassing in that one body of work. When I discovered these records and played it around older relatives, they all looked at me like, what you know about that, boy?
What you know about this? All right, we got some blues happening here.
There's some blues.
And a little bit of swing on the ride.
Got some swing in it.
And he got Steve on a guitar. That's some rock and roll.
That's some rock
He's
and
not
roll.
really, it's almost tenuous, but then when he comes in, it feels solid, though.
Yeah.
And he's doubling up the bass line here. Not a lot of songs are doing that.
No.
Guitar was playing chords, bass is playing bass. These guys, we're both on the bass. It's super heavy while we got that organ solo. It's not even a solo, it's like a verse. Yeah. It's a melody. It repeats itself.
It's talking,
It's asking a question, it's answering the question. Ask another question, resolves that question.
Yeah.
And it brings the whole thing back here. Now we've got a paragraph. That's that 12-bar blues.
When the chorus comes in, he's talking to the whole group, asking a question, and the guitar kind of answers like, yeah.
And he's got something to say. He's giving a little speech right here. But there's repetition. It's grounded in that 12-bar blues form.
And this is 1962, man. I know it's
nice little bit of reverb right there.
Yep.
Bandy down.
Oh man, that reverb is
it's like a spring reverb in the amp.
Spring.
I think.
That's a spring reverb. Yep, a spring.
Just there's enough space to let that reverb be a character in the play here too. And we're back to the verse with the organ. And,
Now
it brings it in smaller now. It's tighter.
He's rebutting to what Steve just replied back to him.
Yes, a little fancier than before, but it's still grounded in that melody.
You know, the way I can tell this is 62 is the instruments. Not the guitars, but the organ. I can tell, you know, it was a certain organ that they were using back then.
But people
a
still
lot of the
use that
rockers
organ now.
Yeah, still,
it's just,
yeah, still.
It's like established elements, you know. Going back to the head here.
Yeah, I forget the name of the I forget the name of the organ.
Farfisa, I think. Or
yeah,
Farfisa?
There you go. A lot of rockers use that organ.
Well, because of the impact of the song, but also it's just it's meat and potatoes now. It's on the menu, you know. Yeah. Well, green onions, actually, I should say.
There you go. He was just a kid that was like just doing whatever around the studio. He wasn't even getting paid.
Well, I got news for you. That's how a lot of us get sucked into this.
That is true. That is true. That is true. You know what?
The promise of exposure.
But you know what though? Those of us that took that route end up having pretty good careers. A good portion, because we followed there was a pecking order. You know, you had to earn it. Nothing was just given.
No, exactly. I mean, there's something to that, like the apprenticeship vibe. Like you have to give service to get experience.
Or as they call it, paying dues.
That's what they call it.
Paying dues.
Or other people call it working for free. But you
but you know what though? The average successful person will work for free, because the average successful person makes things happen, versus just working for somebody and being content with just getting a paycheck from somebody.
Now, I'll put it another way. The successful people work for experience and knowledge and credibility
to get them to the next.
It's
levels to this.
It is levels to it. You got to start at level 0 is you show up. I don't know nothing. Can I work for you and prove to you I'm responsible and smart and talented over time?
Yeah, to be a great leader, you must first be a great follower.
Lead to serve, serve to lead. Is the way I always heard that. Yeah.
Yes. You have to now this this is also depending on if you were following somebody worth following.
Some people you follow off the cliff.
Right. Exactly. Some people you follow off the cliff. But if you indeed follow somebody that was worthy of following, they would instill in you those leadership qualities, you know, and you would move it forward. All of your greatest leaders, man, they followed somebody great first.
I've had a few people like that, and like that's my whole nickname, Sensei. It literally means
you're a great leader.
It literally means in Japanese, one who has come before, or one who goes before.
You've led others. Look at your students.
And
you got some students that's doing the damn thing, Dan. And you are also a creator of things where to get paid, you had to make it happen.
Oh, definitely.
It depended on you. So and in doing that, there was many days you worked for free.
Yeah. But the trick is to balance that with getting somewhere and to start
right.
And tomorrow's prices are not today's prices.
And that is true. That is true. You have to build up a trust in the product you're selling. And if the people see your product as a good product, they will indeed start giving their hard-earned money for the product that they believe in. If it's a shitty product, they're not buying.
Well, I
So the
just had
product
this.
got to be good too.
I just had this conversation. I'm lining up like an album project for 2026, and it's like, look, I like your stuff. I would do it for free, but it's not sustainable. I'm at this point in my life. I got, I got a mortgage, I got health insurance. Like, I got to make this sustainable. So, unfortunately, I can't
Free isn't
be in the
sustainable.
free club any longer.
Yeah.
We got to make this work. That's just what it is.
Yeah. I
But
mean, because on the other hand, life keeps lifing.
it does.
Life keeps lifing. So you got to figure out a way how to, but you also, when I was doing the thing that I loved for free, I was also doing other things to have income coming in while I was doing
Right.
the
Exactly.
thing for free.
But to actually succeed,
Until it started paying for
you have
it.
to put your 10,000 hours in.
First and foremost.
But once you do that, you got to start charging for those hours and making it sustainable.
It got to make sense.
Make a living and be successful. That's just what it is.
For you to be able to quit your 9-to-5 job and go to the next level, yes.
It's always a leap of faith, though. You don't really succeed until you make that leap of faith off the cliff. And hopefully you've got wings now.
Oh, I definitely jumped. I took that leap of faith, and I was free falling. I was free falling.
I like how you're doing the shake, like you're on the parachute and everything. Hope that parachute opens.
And then so yes, that is a part of the journey, man. And many in this business, man, they've taken the leap of faith, but the parachute didn't come open. They crashed.
It's a tough walk back up to the top of that hill after that.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I mean, because you got 2 broken legs. You gotta pull yourself back up.
You're like the coyote. They're chasing that roadrunner. You're like
Wile E. Coyote, man.
The Acme catapult just threw you into the ground.
Oh, man. Yes, and I mean, in our journeys, you fail more than you win. That's a part of it. That's part of the learning process. Your failures build character. But the caveat to that is it's a marathon, not a sprint.
It is. It definitely is.
So
there are laps around the track.
Yes.
It goes in cycles.
Yes. It goes in cycles. So you can't. Way too many people take one failure and make that the whole race, and that's not the race. That was just a cycle. You failed in one cycle, but the next cycle you might gain traction, and sometimes they don't see it through, and before the race is over, they quit.
That's mile 1. You trip, you tie your shoes, get back up, and keep running. And at mile 25, today's hurdle is AI. Mile 26, it'll be something else, Something else.
You figure it out and make it work, because we've talked about this briefly. We've touched on it. But that Stax Music House is responsible for a lot of great music that we all know and love, and great historical artists and musicians. The whole thing. We've touched on it before, but Stax kind of gets overlooked a little bit and left out, probably because of the way Stax ended. But
how did Stax end? How did Stax end? What was there drama? What was the deal with Stax?
It wasn't really drama, but it was artists got poached. The big labels, Atlantic poached Sam and Dave. Sam and Dave was one of their biggest money makers. And it might have been it was as simple as some paperwork got overlooked and not followed up with, and it ended up spiraling down. Yes,
a little sloppy business. They had a good heart, but maybe some sloppy business. Is that fair to say?
Because they were always the little guy. Stax was the little guy. but the little guy was making so much noise with what they were doing and setting a precedent for how music or where music was going at that time.
It
They
was
were
forward
creating
thinking.
a
It was
sound,
kind of radical.
very much so.
I think it's fair to say the thing about Steve Cropper, he was not flashy. He
No.
didn't take over the show.
No, not at all.
He was there to be a supporting member. We're in an era.
He did his job.
We're in an era where a lot of like white artists, I'm not going to name names, Elvis, stole the entire genre and vibe of black music at the time.
Well, because Elvis was the guy that had the look. He has the look. If we give this guy with the look the swag, he can go places. And growing up in Memphis and learning everything he learned from black artists, because he did love blues and in anything black, and that's Elvis did have that in his repertoire because that's where he got it from. But when you give the white guy the black swag that goes with that music, and he performs it in front of all white audience, because let's black people loved Elvis too.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was talented. Saying he's not talented.
He was talented, but you didn't see. That's the first time you saw that in a white guy with the gyration of the hips, and so.
But to contrast, and we'll definitely have to do an Elvis episode one of these days.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Steve Cropper. Now, him and Donald,
the complete opposite of Elvis.
Not in a lot of ways, because he was there to be a supporting player.
Yeah. Talent was there, but
he was always tasty. In fact, there's a key moment with the Sam and Dave song where they're like, "Play it, Steve," and he plays like one note, but it's the perfect note. On Soul Man.
Soul Man, and even Green Eggs and Onions.
Or
he
green onions. Green eggs and ham. That's Dr. Seuss.
That's Green Onions. Even on Green Onions, he has one guitar lick, and it is mighty.
And it's tasty.
And tasty. Yeah,
it's like two notes.
Yeah, and it's a big. If you take that out of the song, you miss it.
Matter of fact, let's listen down to it right now since we're talking about it. Let me see. I think I got
Green Eggs and Ham. That's where my mind was going.
Did you eat breakfast before the shoot?
I did not. It could be where my mind is trying to tell me.
Man, all right, you can't podcast on an empty stomach, fat boy. All right,
this is true.
All right, Booker T and the MG's Green Onions. Let's listen down from the top. This one lick is so, that right there, that lick.
That one lick, he found a space and made it work.
And it's just raw funkiness. It's one note every bar.
And you know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
Nobody had heard anything like that before it came out.
No.
And it took the world by storm.
What year? 1962. This was forward thinking for the American public.
Yes.
And that's what I was saying in that Apollo 13. That's the song the astronauts are playing the space capsule, and NASA's like, whoa, slow down with that crazy rock and roll, fellas. It's the mainstream TV audience over here.
And the funny thing about this record right here, at the time, the owner of Stax, I can't think of the lady's name at the moment. We'll get to it. But she was looking for somebody an executive that had the balls and the relationships and the vision to carry Stax forward. And this record right here, he had never heard anything like this. The first time he heard it, he's like, oh my God, this is incredible. Record labels, not record labels, but radio stations ate it up. ate it up.
Well, for one thing, there's no singing on this.
No singing at
It's
all.
organ and guitar
And if it can keep your attention
with
for that
simple
long,
little melodies.
simple melodies, and they didn't even have, the record took off so fast, they had no name. They weren't a group. They were just in the studio
Just some
jamming.
guys, and then all right, well, I guess we're a group now.
Just jamming, and after that, okay, boom. The song is going places, and okay, we have to make this a group thing, and we have to come up with a name. And somebody suggested that the name be Booker T and something, and somebody drove a car, and the initials, the license plate on front of the car
MG.
was MG, and that's how they
That'll
came
do.
up. That'll do. Booker T and MG's, the group was born at that moment, and it came because this song was a runaway hit.
Oh man, it's just so tasty. You're like, there may be, you know, the organ and the guitar is maybe like 5 notes the whole time, but where they place the notes, the vibe, it redefined what music could be.
I think it had an attitude of the country and where the country was going. Like you know, if you look in a lot of movies, a lot of period pieces, this song is one song that you hear in a lot of period pieces from the 60s and even the 70s, and it's always tied into an attitude.
Right. It's
there's
low-key rebellious.
Yeah. Rebellion. I'm going to do it my way.
We're still wearing like a shirt and a tie, but maybe it's a little loose.
Yeah. There's a level of I'm feeling myself.
Yeah,
I'm feeling myself.
A little swag before that word came into into usage.
And Booker T talks about that. What was, you know, it was, you know, because it's minor, but it goes into major and then goes back into minor. And what was so great about it is the dynamic of Stax was full of talented Black artists and musicians, as well as white artists and musicians, and they all brought their own thing to the table. And because of that mixture, where the Black artists might bring that bluesy feel,
the pentatonic kind of scale stuff,
and the white guys would, you know, for instance,
had a different harmonic background they're used to, right? You know,
they would bring that element to it, and then you get a mesh that comes out like this, and it's something that nobody had. What is this?
Right. It's new to both. It's new to everybody involved.
It's new to everybody involved, and that was the greatness of Stax. It's because of the elements that they had in those 4 walls, coming from different walks of life, and reaching a common goal. Something that I don't know what it is, but we're just in here jamming, and we'll figure it out later.
And that song is basically a conversation between the organ and the guitar player.
And you hear the conversation. They're literally yes, it is a conversation going on.
And it's a polite conversation. They're not talking over each other. They're listening to each other and responding in due course after thinking about it a little bit. And that's what I think that's why it just kind of sits in that pocket, you know?
It's the perfect pocket. And as a session musician, what separates the great session musicians from just guys that can play is finding these pockets. And we talked about this with Agatha. Same thing.
Steve Lukather.
What?
Yeah.
Agatha, what?
Man, you gotta start eating lunch for this.
I got it. Yeah, I got to eat first. Lukather. We said the same thing with him. You know, they find the pockets, and no matter how big or small, it can be like that one lick. That It's 2 chords, but 1 lick in
And
1 specific spot.
yeah, and finding the right place, listening, looking for your chance to say your little piece, but leaving room for everybody else to run this. That's what Steve Cropper embodied and probably
Yeah.
informed guys like Steve Lukather, all the other
Yeah.
studio greats of
Yeah.
that
Yes.
coming after that is
Yes.
playing for the song. You can still shine,
Yes.
but the song has to be
Yes.
paramount. And when it does, it lasts for generations.
The song will tell you what it wants to be. You just have to listen.
You got to tune in that radio frequency.
Tune into that radio frequency. The guys that want to shine so badly that they overplay the song, it's like
They don't last.
they don't last.
They don't last.
But the guys that find the like these 2 chords speak volumes. Like it's almost the loudest part of the song.
Yes.
Dun dun dun. You know,
Just a little counterpoint. Just a little.
It's the
You
attitude.
throw a jab,
Yeah.
I throw a cross.
Yeah.
Boom. You know.
It's the attitude of the song. It's a it's almost like that the dip in your walk. Dun, dun, dun,
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down there.
You know what I'm saying? It's the cherry on top of your attitude.
Okay. And
The temperament that you're moving with.
and that lasts, and you can talk about it, but there's no substitute for hearing it in the song where it was placed by Mr. Cropper, and it's just it's perfection.
Perfection.
We don't say that word very often, you and I.
Perfection. No, because it's not a word that you can throw around loosely.
No.
It's
It's
not
up here. It's one of these levels up here. It's the level.
Yeah.
It's out of the. It's out of the shot.
We'll use perfect imperfections more than we use perfection.
Well, but you know that once in a while, everything, the universe aligns, and everything just kind of
everything aligned right here.
But you have to be receptive to it. You have to play for the song. You have to be a team player. You have to be listening as you're playing.
Yes.
All these things just have to align. It doesn't happen often.
No.
And people will chase that over and over again, but it just has to be.
And this, being in that moment, when that song was being constructed, everybody in the building was already like, "Oh my God, what is this?"
Yeah.
You know, and the guys playing it. Now these are people that are passersby in the building. It's caught the whole building's attention. But the whole building is like, I don't know what this is, but this is the greatest thing I've ever heard to this point. You know, and the guys playing in that moment, I can imagine while they're playing, they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Well, and here's the thing, man. Like, you can't plan for this.
No.
You can't say, today I will write a song that lasts for generations. It does not work that way.
That's why I always say, I never like when somebody, I'm going in the studio to make a hit today. No, it never works. Hits happen. You don't make them.
Yes.
Hits happen.
It's lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. And you caught it.
You can set up your lightning machine and put the electrodes here and the wires here, but
and never
you don't know what's going to happen when you throw the switch.
Nope.
Will it go in the bottle today? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable.
We don't make hits. Hits happen. Now we after the fact, we say, I made a hit. But when I was making said hit, I wasn't making a hit. I was trying to make a good record. I was trying to make a good song.
That's the most anyone can do. You can plan to like set up the elements like you need. You can get your guitar in tune. You can get the board turned on. You can calibrate the speakers. But beyond that, you know, it just has to happen.
It has to happen. Everybody out there, hits happen. They happen to be a hit. Hits happen. You don't make them.
Now the flip side of that is
you make them after, but
they happen when everything is prepared.
yeah.
Everybody is prepared.
Yeah.
Everybody has put the 10,000 hours in at least to be prepared, to be receptive for that lightning whenever it shall strike.
Yeah.
You know, that's when it happens. They're always happy accidents. They're
Happy
always
accidents.
serendipitous, you know?
You know, referring to the James Brown drummer, funky drummer, Clyde, funky drummer Stubblefield.
Mm.
The one failed record James Brown ever had was Funky Drummer. Clyde Stubblefield hated that record. He hated that record, but it became a hit later on in life because hip hop embraced it so much. It's one of the most sampled.
It's foundational.
Yes, it's foundational. So at the time, you know, James Brown had, you know, planted his seed and made his mark in what he does, but that was the first time that he really just gave the drummer his, we're going to give everybody on this song their shine. And it just so happened when Clyde did that part and James broke it down, and forever it is what it is. But he hates that record. In this case right here, everybody loved this record.
What you don't even know when you're making a hit.
You don't know. You don't know when you're making it.
Like it's not up to you.
Yeah, you don't know. I did when I was making Wasted. 10 minutes into it, I knew this was going somewhere.
Okay.
I did. Yeah, that's one of the few records of mine that I can call that. Yeah, this got potential. I didn't say it was a all out hit, but I did feel like,
you know, there was something special.
There's something special
here.
about this. Yeah. I didn't call it a hit until after it was completely done, and I sat with it maybe a week, and then I came back to the realization of, hey, this is a hit because I can listen to my own record 1,000,000 times.
Which I gotta tell you, when I leave the studio, man, I need silence. I've done like 10-hour car rides, just like, no, we don't need the radio on. I just I need to not hear music for a while. You know?
And this is how I knew, because I could still listen to it. I could bypass my silent phase and still listen to this and wake up the next morning, listen to it, and it elevated. Next morning, it elevated. The song is still getting better to me.
Like you want to live in that. You want to live in that song's universe.
Yeah. And that's one of the few songs of mine that I called out after it was done. And the LMA record, I kind of called that while Angel was writing it. I kind of took a minute and turned around and said, hey, Angel, this is out of here. You know, it's kind of, you know what, but I think that's because me being a DJ, I kind of pick up on things a little quicker in regards, but I am also realistic when it comes to my, you know, I realize everything I do is not going to be a hit. I know that. And a lot of artists think everything they do is a hit, and the records that they hated the most end up being their biggest records a lot of time. So it's been a couple of records in my catalog that I knew they were something could be special. Not a hit. I wasn't calling it a hit, but I heard the potential in it, you know. So yeah, that you know. But every time I've gone in the studio and said I'm going to make a hit today, I never made a hit.
You're just cursing yourself.
Yeah, I never made a hit.
The universe doesn't like stuff like that.
Yeah, always sitting back like, oh yeah, hold my beer.
you shall be punished for your arrogance, child of the universe.
The universe has a plethora of ways of humbling you.
Yes. Well, that's
You're not gonna tell me I'm not gonna make a hit.
exactly.
Well, hold my beer.
Well, yeah. Not only that, a helicopter landed on your car out in the parking lot. So whatever.
Yeah.
That's another story. Let's check out Sam and Dave Soul Man. This is the one we're talking about where Steve gets his moment in the sun. All right. Here we go. Soul Man.
And all these records are in the 60s, man. This is 60s. These are precursors going into the 70s. This stuff, the Stax stuff led up to the 70s stuff. That's crazy.
There you go, Steve Cropper.
He had to put the soul in it.
Now, this song was so huge, it was a hit movie. In the 80s, early 90s, remember this?
Blues Brothers.
Well, Blues Brothers, and there was that whole Soul Man where the white guy pretends to be black to go to college.
Oh, yeah.
This is part of our lexicon. Play it, Steve. Just that 2 notes, 3 notes, whatever. But this song was actually Blues Brothers' biggest hit. So the young people, they don't know, but Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi branched off of Saturday Night Live with a tribute to the soul era, Stax Records, and actually got Steve Cropper and Donald Dunn from the MGs in their band in the movie, and actually toured. It was like a whole cultural phenomenon, like in the early 80s.
And see, Sam and Dave at that time, Sam and Dave was the flagship of Stax. Those guys were, man, they were powerful, man. And Atlantic basically poached them from up under Stax. Stax was distributed by Atlantic for a while, but there was language in the contract that the executive at Stax overlooked, man, and this language that gets buried deep in contracts, and it was nothing they could do about it. And Atlantic, Sam and Dave was offloaded to Atlantic, and
this is the corollary. We're talking about paying your dues. Sometimes you pay dues, you work for somebody, you invest in a project, your sweat equity, then they leave and go get a better situation, and that's just part of the dues, right? That's the blues of music production.
That's the blues of it. And one thing I want to say about all these guys in that building, man. All these players, they had so many great players. The players became groups in that building. With, Booker T and the MGs, he was a part of that group. He became a part of that group. The BarKays was another, they became the BarKays, but they were another backing group, players.
Like studio guys that, all right, y'all are a group now because this is too good to ignore. Let's work out the business,
Too good. And I'm sure you remember the movie Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray, Stripes.
Oh, yeah.
No, not Stripes, not Stripes. Before Stripes.
Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah. They kind of did a follow up to this movie with Stripes.
Not Ghostbusters.
No. It's before Ghostbusters. But there's a There's a scene in the movie where they sneak up on the Russians and all that, and the Russians are listening to. I just remember that song. It was just funky, but that's the BarKays, and that was Stax Records.
And even the Russians knew about that.
Even
during
the Russians
the Cold
knew about
War.
it. And that's another song that had no lyrics. Stax was famous for their musicians were so jamming that they were putting out songs with no top line to it.
No words.
No words. And these songs were having an impact on the world. That was another one of those songs that just had that impact. But I remember that because I learned about that song from Stripes.
Wait.
I'm watching Stripes as a kid.
Okay, maybe this is a memory thing. It might be Spies Like Us.
That's what it is. Spies Like Us.
Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase.
It's Chevy, Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase.
And this was after Ghostbusters and all that stuff. Man, we old. I can't remember all this crap.
Hold on. Spies Like Us was after Ghostbusters? It's before.
Yeah, but it was after the first one. It might have been before the second one.
It was
definitely after the first one.
After Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It was like 85, 86, I'm pretty sure.
Are you hold on. When did the
first
Ghostbusters
I'm going to look it up
out?
now. Ghostbusters came out in 84. When Spies
Ghostbusters came out in 84?
Yeah.
84?
Yeah, bro. We're old. Spies Like Us.
Spies Like Us was after?
85. Yeah, because I knew it was already out. Sorry, that was just 40 years ago. Don't worry, kids. This will happen to you, too, if it all falls into place.
Man.
More time has elapsed since then than had elapsed since Sam and Dave and Booker T and the MGs had existed before Blues Brothers and Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That's how long this music has lasted.
Jazze Faye's father is an original member of the BarKays.
I did not know that.
Jazze Faye's father is an original member of the BarKays, and the majority of the BarKays group died with Sam Cooke because they were his touring. They were his touring band. Or is that Otis Redding? Otis Redding on the plane.
Oh man, yeah. Planes were pretty dangerous back then.
Yes, especially for touring artists.
Yeah, no, things have come a long way on that front. I mean, they still have plane crashes, but not like they used to have in the 70s. It was just, speaking of Otis Redding, I want to play this one more song at least, because this is literally one of my first songs I ever learned. Let me see if I can find it here. And I'm not going to tell you what it is till I find it. But you'll know.
I've been loving you.
Nope. But it's one that Mr. Steve Cropper co-wrote. Literally one of the first songs I ever learned on guitar.
Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, co-written by Steve Cropper and Mr. Otis Redding.
Man.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, and then I'll watch them roll away again. Yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time.
Just tasty little licks right in there.
I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay, 'cause I've had nothing to live for, and look like nothing.
He's just kind of tracing the chords with these nice little licks.
So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll.
Just a little bit of dissonance right there.
Yep.
Give you that
bottom chord. Yep.
Just a little bit.
Yep.
and then resolves it.
And then, hey.
There's that minor to major thing you were talking about.
Yep.
Also, he's voicing. He's got like the third of the chord in the bottom instead of the root like a lot of guitar players would do. It's a smaller voicing, but it fits in with everybody else. He's not doing what the bass player's doing.
Right.
That's tasty.
He finds the man, his ability to find that pocket, man, uncanny.
It's not just the notes and the tension, it's the rhythm and the placement.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's that little bit of dissonance.
Yep.
And then he resolves it at the end of the phrase. Man, so
Wow.
with that, man,
Oh,
I have
man,
just to
that's-
say, rest in peace to Mr. Steve Cropper and all the musicians he played with that are no longer with us. But
Yeah,
you
man,
know,
that's
that
man. That
talking about
place,
taking
man.
taking it to that level. But just those three songs, man. I mean, you and I just sat here and felt those emotions, just going back over it. You know, that's what's beautiful about music, and that's when you know you have something special. It takes that emotion with you 60 years later.
Later, man. You know, and all these songs are older than us, but they still had an impact on us.
Yeah.
You know, however we discovered these songs or found out about these songs, it was going to find its way to us because great music doesn't have a shelf life. It doesn't have an expiration date.
That is correct.
Forever, it will be a great record.
Come too far to turn back now. Think of all the things we've been through.
Hey, just real quick, we need your support. If you like seeing discussions like this, we need you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
Levels to this.
Thanks for watching.